I'm Greg Grugan, and welcome to Watch Your Point, where our panelists call it like they see it. Let's greet them. Starting us off, Houston attorney and conservative commentator Gary Polland. Next up, Holly Hansen, political reporter for The Texan. In the 3 spot, longtime super neighborhood leader Tamara Bell. Batting cleanup, Fox 26 legal and political analyst Chris Tritico. And closing us out, education and public safety advocate Paul Castro. Let's begin.
This is an egregious, craven power grab by Republicans. They are afraid of voters, and they are trying to silence the voters. Trump is running scared, and that's what this map is about.
This is a national-based issue. Don't think that Texas is the only state that's doing this.
We're going to continue to speak truth to power. We're going to continue to push back and do everything. Everything is on the table.
The controversial mid-decade Trump-driven redrawn congressional map is out. And as expected, it has the potential to cleave Democratic representation in Texas beyond the bone and into the marrow. Of particular interest to us in Houston, the fate of traditionally African-American districts 9 and 18. If adopted, the GOP proposal would reconfigure the boundaries in a manner that could reduce the number of legacy black districts from 2 to just 1 and create the real prospect of Congressman Al Green someday vying for the 18th instead of the 9th, which he currently holds. As for the 29th, currently held by Congresswoman Sylvia Garcia, the district would slip from an electorate that's 65% Latino to just 43. Panel, in addition to Greater Houston, the map offers opportunities for Republican pickups in both DFW and the Austin areas, with the ultimate goal of adding 5 House seats to the Republican side of the ledger. All right, Chris Tritico, wait a second. I'm going to go to you in a second. Gary Polland, the Republicans aren't just going through the motions here.
No, they're serious about this, and I think it's going to pass. And I think those will be the lines we end up running on. Now, there's a way to look at this. The Democrats have been doing this for years, as have the Republicans when they had an opportunity. For example, California, Republicans get 40% of the statewide vote. They have 17% of the congressmen. But Massachusetts better. Republicans there get 35% of the vote. They have 0% congressmen. So what we're doing to the Democrats is the same thing done to us. Now, if you want to say that we shouldn't be having gerrymandering, we should do it in different ways, as long as it applies to both parties, I'm fine with it. But the rules are the rules. That's what we operate under. So that's what's going to happen.
Okay, Tamara Bell's spring-loaded and packed for bear.
Exactly, because you see, for damn near the last 40 years, the Republicans been doing it to the Democrats in Texas. I could care less about Massachusetts and all those places, but thank God they woke and they looking. Because let me tell you, this is Trump-driven. This is not about no racial, it's too many blacks here, too many Hispanics. This has nothing to do with that. They don't give a damn about that. This is what Trump say do, and when Trump say do it, they say, yes, massa, we gonna do it. Because I'm gonna tell you this, they're so stupid. When you make gravy, one thing you don't do, and that's add too much damn water, because you water it down. So in order for them to decapitate us, they gotta go by their own and break the other districts so that those are now thinner. Instead of being red, they're gonna be purple. And let me tell you, this is a part of the two-party system that gets on my damn nerve. This right here, because I promise y'all, New York and California and Illinois and any other governor is going to do the same thing. So let's see how this end up. Because one thing about it, my grandmama said, when your ass set a trap for 1, you better set a trap for 2.
Chris Tritico, I moved you to the 3 spot just because I wanted your legal analysis on this. I know you're actually batting cleanup, but 3 spot in this discussion.
Oh, okay. I thought I'm pretty bad at math, but I'm not that bad. Look, so this is going to happen. There's no stopping this train. It's done. It's a done deal. There's a reason why Joan Huffman draws these lines, because she is she's solid in the Republican corner, and she does exactly what they want her to do, and she did it again. The gerrymandering law in the United States, as the Supreme Court has said, when Tom DeLay came to the state and said we want it done, the Supreme Court ruled that you can gerrymander, and that's the way it is. So it's going to happen. I read a Third Circuit case about, I think it was not too long ago, about a month ago, that the Third Circuit ruled that there's only one entity in the United States that can sue under the Voting Rights Act, and that's the Justice Department. And unfortunately, we don't have a Justice Department anymore.
That's right.
And so no one is going to challenge this. It's just going to happen. And when it happens, it will change the makeup of Congress. The reason Donald Trump is doing this is because he can read, he sees what's going on, and he knows that they're going to lose Congress in the midterms. So we'll see what happens if the other states, if California follows through, the Justice Department will suddenly wake up. Wait a minute, we can't have this.
All right, Holly, bring to the table your scholarly and reportorial perspective.
Well, I kind of want to give some numbers in reverse of what Gary presented here. So the state of Illinois and the state of California have already maxed out what they can do politically. Redistricting is a political exercise. The party that's in control gets to do it. In Illinois, only about 56% of the state is Democratic, but they've gerrymandered the state in such a way that they control 82% of the congressional seats. So if this Texas map passes, filed by Todd Hunter in this case, this map would possibly create 5 seats. The state of Texas tends to be 58% Republican, and this would give us about 79% control of 79% of those seats. Again, political. Harris County did it with their commissioner court precincts to get rid of Jack Cagle, a Republican, because Democrats were in control. The only reason Fort Bend County wasn't successful in getting rid of the Republican they wanted to target is because their Democratic candidate got arrested for making a false racist social media post. And no one complained when Austin did it to get rid of their Republican city council member.
Okay, we're doing 2 blocks here, and we're going to hear from Castro next. Still to come, Judge Lena Hidalgo's bid to raise Harris County taxes again gets a big thumbs down from a one-time Democratic ally. But up next, we continue our discussion of the controversial Republican move to shrink Democratic representation in Congress from the Lone Star State.
This is going to be a Democratic bloodbath, and it is absolutely racist, done with surgical precision.
Houston State Representative and CD18 candidate Jolanda Jones lashing out at the GOP's proposed congressional boundaries. Meantime, blue state governors are pledging retaliation with their own gerrymandered power grabs.
If we don't put a stake into the heart of this administration, there may not be an election in 2028.
Woo, panel, plenty of hyperbole there. Is it warranted? After all, the Republicans are diluting many of their safe districts in a gamble to conquer those they don't presently hold. Paul, you've talked about this in the past.
Yeah, so 2 things. One, what makes this odd is that it's happening within the 10-year window when it normally happens. So this is being requested by President Trump. He doesn't want to wind up, having the House flip and being under investigation for the last 2 years of his office. I get that. The second thing is, the redraw is being done around Trump's numbers, right? But if you dig one deeper and you look at Cruz's numbers, Texas 28 and Texas 34 in the Valley are at 1.9% positive Cruz and 0.2% plus Cruz in those 2 districts. So those are not as safe as one might think. So yes, they were plus 10 Trump, but Trump isn't going to be on the ticket, and people who show up for Trump won't be showing up in midterm.
Yeah, Holly, Paul has made the point that folks who are putting the Latinos on Team Red better just hold their horses.
Yeah, so the Republicans have gambled on these maps, right? So District 28 actually becomes a little more Democratic under this redistricting, according to our outlets, Texas Partisan Index, that we analyze these numbers. They're gambling on the fact that Hispanics are moving more towards the Republican Party and hope to bring in some of those. Now, the thing we have to keep remembering is that what has happened here is that you had that Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals decision in the Petaway case out of Galveston County that said you don't need to have these minority coalition districts anymore. basically the reason California and Illinois and these blue states could max out their carving out of these seats is because they weren't subject to the Voting Rights Act that Texas and the southern states were. So they had these other restrictions that actually kind of forced the states, even though no one's allowed to say it, to consider race. But it really is supposed to be a political exercise. One more thing about California. California has really already maxed things out here. They do have what constitutionally, they have this supposedly bipartisan redistricting committee that still somehow coughed up a maxed out Democratic map.
Okay, no one knows the 18th better than you, and you're neutral in the race. How does this mix things up? I mean, you're just having this out there.
You know, my favorite movie is a movie that many of you all probably never watched. It's called It's a Wonderful Life. And the reason I love It's a Wonderful Life is because it tells you about the value of one life, one person. I don't care what y'all say. If Sheila was alive, they damn sure would not be pulling this crap. They tried to do this when she was alive. They were trying to do this and merge 9 and 18, and they bagged down. I'm telling you. This right here, it's just unconscionable, but we are in days of where these things happen all the time. But I'm telling y'all, don't forget it. This is gonna backfire because what they had in Hispanic votes, they don't have that no more going in. Am I right, Paul?
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay, got to leave it there. When we come back, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick and the Texas Senate not backing down on a complete ban of THC in the state of Texas.